I never really know how to start videos. I think it's like really awkward. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to go over the 7 books that I am hoping to read in October. So this month is going to be a little bit different compared to previous months. In previous months, I made like an actual TBR, and for the most part, I stuck to it. But I'm gonna have quite a little bit going on in the month of October, so I wanted to make an October hopefuls list instead of an actual set TBR. All right, let's just get right into the stack. There is no order in the way I want to read these books. However, there's definitely a theme. I just recently read Ninth House and Hellbent, and oh my gosh, honestly, they're probably my favorite books that I've read this year. And I wanted to kind of continue with that whole dark academia theme. So a lot of these books in this stack are very much so dark academia. First up, we have The Secret History by Donna Tartt. This is one that's been on my TBR for a very long time, and I just recently got it in my Barnes & Noble birthday haul, which I did earlier this month, but my birthday was last month. Life was lifing. But I finally have a copy of this now, so I'm very excited to read it. This book is about, under the influence of a charismatic classics professor, a group of clever, eccentric misfits at a New England college discover a way of thought and life in a world away from their banal contemporaries. But their search for the transcendent leads them down a dangerous path beyond human constructs of morality. I have heard and seen so many things about this book, and I'm really excited to read it. Next up, we have If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. This is another one that I got in my Barnes & Noble birthday book haul, and also another one that's been on my TBR since my TBR existed. The blurb for this one says, "Enter the players. There were 7 of us then, 7 bright young things with wide, precious futures ahead of us. Until that year, we saw no farther than the books in front of our faces. On the day Oliver Marks is released from jail, the man who put him there is waiting at the door. Detective Colburn wants to know the truth, and after 10 years, Oliver is finally ready to tell it. A decade ago, Oliver is one of 7 young Shakespearean actors at Delger Classical Conservatory, a place of keen ambition and fierce competition. In this secluded world of firelight and leather-bound books, Oliver and his friends play the same roles on stage and off: hero, villain, tyrant, temptress, extra. But in their 4th and final year, good-natured rivalries turn ugly, and on opening night, real violence invades the students' world of make-believe. In the morning, the 4th years find themselves facing their very own tragedy and their greatest acting challenge yet, convincing the police, each other, and themselves that they are innocent." This is one that I've heard is pretty much exactly the same as this. Obviously different, but they're pretty much the same, which I feel like I'm fine with because I want to read both of these and I do want to see the similarities and differences between these two. Next, we have Babel by R.F. Kuang. This is probably my most anticipated read of all time. This is another one that's been on my TBR since my TBR has existed, and I don't even know why it's taking me so long to read this. I think I just really wanted a physical copy, and every time I went to the store, I kind of forgot about it. I don't know. But now I finally have my very own copy, so this is the book that, out of all these books, I'm really hoping that I do get to this month. Robin Swift, orphaned by cholera in Canton, is brought to London by the mysterious Professor Lovell. There, Robin trains for years in Latin, ancient Greek, and Chinese, all in preparation for the day he'll enroll in Oxford University's prestigious Royal Institute of Translation, also known as Babel. Babel is the world center for translation and, more importantly, magic. Silverworking, the art of manifesting the meaning lost in translation using enchanted silver bars, has made the British unparalleled in power as the arcane craft serves the Empire's quest for colonization. For Robin, Oxford is a utopia dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge, but knowledge obeys power, and as a Chinese boy raised in Britain, he realizes serving Babel means betraying his motherland. As his studies progress, Robin finds himself caught between Babel and the shadowy Hermes Society, an organization dedicated to stopping imperial expansion. When Britain pursues an unjust war with China over silver and opium, Robin must decide: can powerful institutions be changed from within, or does revolution always require violence? Tell me this doesn't sound freaking amazing. You can. You honestly really can. Next we have Bunny by Mona Awad. This is one of those books where a lot of people say some weird things about it to try to like deter you from reading it. And every time I see anything like that, it makes me want to read it more. A scholarship student who prefers the company of her dark imagination to that of most people, Samantha Heather Mackey is utterly repelled by the rest of her graduate fiction writing cohort at New England's elite Warren University. A clique of unbearably saccharine yet sinister rich girls who call each other Bunny and seem to move and speak as one. But everything changes when Samantha receives an invitation to the Bunny's fabled smut salon and finds herself inexorably drawn to their front door, ditching her only friend Ava in the process. As Samantha plunges deeper and deeper into the Bunny's world and begins to take part in their monstrous experiments, the edges of reality begin to blur. Soon, her friendships with Ava and the Bunnies will be brought into deadly collision. This seems so fun! Next up, we have Olivia Blake by the Atlas Six. Next up, we have The Atlas Six by Olivia Blake. Each decade, only the 6 most uniquely talented magicians are selected to earn a place in the Alexandrian Society, the foremost secret society in the world. The chosen will secure a life of power and prestige beyond their wildest dreams. But at what cost? Each of the 6 newest recruits has their reasons for accepting the society's elusive invitation, even if it means growing closer than they could have imagined to. Their most dangerous enemies, or risking unforgivable betrayal from their most trusted allies, they will fight tooth and nail for the right to join the ranks of the Alexandrians, even if it means they won't all survive the year. This is one of those ones that I saw literally everywhere when it first came out, and I had FOMO, but I was really annoying at the time and I really didn't like fantasy, so I never picked it up or had any interest to pick it up. But now that I'm a fantasy girly, this sounds really fun and I'm really excited for this one and I hope I can get to it this month. The last 2 books in here, I'm actually going to buddy read with my boyfriend. We decided to pick 2. We're basically going to read one of them in the beginning half of the month and then the other one the later half of the month. The first one is the Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James. I have had this book forever. This is a book of the month copy. I don't even have book of the month anymore. And I picked this and never read it. So my boyfriend is actually looking up books that we can read together this month. And he's like, oh, I want to read this. And I was like, oh, I actually have that book, so that's cool. A true crime blogger gets more than she bargained for while interviewing the woman acquitted of 2 cold case slayings in this chilling new novel from the best-selling author of The Sundown Motel. In 1977, Clair Lake, Oregon was shaken by the Lady Killer murders. 2 men seemingly randomly were murdered with the same gun, with strange notes left behind. Beth Greer was the perfect suspect, a rich, eccentric 23-year-old woman seen fleeing one of the crime scenes, but she was acquitted and she retreated to the isolation of her mansion. Oregon, 2017, Shay Collins is a receptionist, but by night she runs a true crime website, The Book of Cold Cases. A passion fueled by the attempted abduction she escaped as a child. When she meets Beth by chance, Shay asks her for an interview. To Shay's surprise, Beth says yes. They meet regularly at Beth's mansion, though Shay is never comfortable there. Items move when she's not looking, and she could swear she's seen a girl outside the window. The allure of learning the truth about the case from the smart, charming Beth is too much to resist. But even as they grow closer, Shay senses something isn't right. Is she making friends with a manipulated murderer, or are there other dangers lurking in the darkness of the Greer house? I haven't seen too much about this, honestly, but I know one of my friends obsessed with this book and loves Simone St. James. So I am actually really excited to read this. And so when my boyfriend discovered that I had the Book of Cold Cases, he went over to my book of the month shelf and looked to see what other books that I had that would be perfect for this month. And he chose Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. Again, this is one that I've had literally forever, June 2020. I think the other one, the other one I got March of 2022. Maggie Hall doesn't believe in these things, even though they are the details of the story that made her family famous. 25 years ago, she and her parents, Ewan and Jess, moved into Banbury Hall, a rambling Victorian estate in the Vermont woods. They spent 20 days there before fleeing in the dead of night, an ordeal Ewan later recounted in a horror memoir, House of Horrors. His tale of ghostly happenings and encounters with malevolent spirits became a worldwide phenomenon, rivaling the Amityville Horror in popularity and skepticism. Maggie has lived her life in the shadow of her father's book, so when she inherits Banbury... Is it Bane? Bane? I think it's Bane. So when she inherits Banbury Hall after his death, she returns to renovate the house to prepare it for sale. However, her homecoming is anything but warm. People from the past, chronicled in House of Horrors, lurks in the shadows, and locals aren't thrilled that their small town has been made infamous thanks to Maggie's father. Even more unnerving is Baneberry Hall itself, a place filled with relics from another era that hint at a history of dark deeds. As Maggie experiences strange occurrences straight out of Ewan's book, she starts to wonder if what he wrote has more fact than fiction. Alternating between Maggie's uneasy homecoming and chapters from her father's book, Home Before Dark is a story of a house with long-buried secrets and a woman's quest to uncover them, even if the truth is far more terrifying than any haunting. I have read now 2 Riley Sager books, and so this will be the 3rd one, and I feel like right now it's like 50-50 for me. I read House Across the Lake and The Only One Left, and I did not like House Across the Lake at all. Like, I did not like that twist. I didn't like that theming of the twist, I should say. I just thought it was kind of cheap. And I loved, like absolutely loved The Only One Left. That was like a 5-star read for me. So I feel like right now it's 50-50, and I feel like this next book is gonna kind of see like if I like Riley Sager or if I don't. Okay, sorry, my battery died, so I had to run and get the other one. So those are the 7 books that I am really hoping to get to this month, but I do have a secret book that I am going to be reading this month. So although I love fall with all of my heart, I am truly a Christmas girly. I love Christmas more than anything, and I think it's because I love giving gifts. I love thinking about things to give to the people that I love. That makes me really, really happy. So although fall literally just started, I'm already thinking about Christmas. And this Christmas, I decided to gift 3 of my friends a copy of a book that I annotated. All 3 of them are getting the same book. However, because of the book that I chose, I might have to like personalize it just a little bit between our individual friendships. So it's gonna take me some time. There is a reason why I am starting this early for this. Hello?
How would you want to read it? Oh.
What's up?
Nothing, bye.
Aside from the fact that this is going to be an annotated book, tabs, underlines, highlights, comments in the book, I'm also wanting to I want to say what I want to do with it, but I don't want to give it away. But basically, I'm going to make this book very pretty. There is a reason why I am starting this early, and I can't say why, but I have to start this early. So that's going to take, like I said, a lot of time. And I'm hoping, I mean, I know I can read that book within this entire month, and I think what I'm going to do is kind of section it off just so I can spend one day reading one section and then come back the next day and read another section instead of just sitting there reading as much as I can. I'm gonna take my time with the annotations and reading, but the reading has to get done this month. Like, there is no other way, it has to. And so when I'm done with my copy, then I'm going to buy one of my friends' copies, and then later on, like probably like late November, early December, I can buy the other 2. But yeah, this is it's so vague, and you're probably like, what the heck are you talking about? But I have to keep it a secret. It's a Christmas gift after all. But I will be vlogging that whole entire process, and honestly, that vlog will probably not be out until after Christmas. So I'm hoping I can remember to vlog everything, or at least like majority of the process of this all. I'm really, really super excited about it though. Like, I love gift giving. It's one of my favorite things in the entire world, especially for the people that I love and they're near and dear to my heart. So I hope they enjoy it. I think they will. All 3 of them like to read, so I don't see why not. If you watched my last like couple of videos, you know that I'm on a book buying ban. However, I'm buying these books as gifts. I mean, yes, I'm buying the one for myself, but it's like because I'm going to be gifting other copies. So I'm buying 4 copies of the same book. Obviously, I'm not going to keep all 4. I'm only keeping one of them, but I'm only keeping that one because I'm gifting the other 3. That makes sense, I hope. I'm only doing this because it's a Christmas gift. If it wasn't a gift, like if I wasn't going to do this at all, I would not be buying the book. So I'm still on a ban, okay? Well, that is all for this video. If you have read any of these 7 books here, please let me know. As you guys know, I love going into books, knowing other people's thoughts, so please tell me what you think about these. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.